Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Radiant Light. It's Sunday, June 4th, 2023, and I'm excited today because we're going to be um, listening to and enjoying Reverend Cathy Beasley's Be Still and Know It. This is our part two. In part one, we had an amazing um, revelation that she talked about being still and knowing that I am God. She she talked about how important the stillness is. And I've studied many different faiths over the years, and all of them really get back to be still and know that I am God. So as we continue her talk this morning, um, just find it in the stillness. Find it. Just listen to it, breathe into it, enjoy it.
Even in difficult times, when we can remain still, we can understand and sense ourselves growing at the same time. And that requires a compassionate attitude towards ourselves. You see, it's easy to extend an expression of compassion into the world. And when we do that, we have to recognize, where does it come from? I cannot give you what I do not have, any more than I can come back from somewhere that I have not gone. If I extend compassion out into the world, it comes from the compassion that I have first extended to myself. And that compassion, it nurtures resilience, creativity, and joy by leaps and bounds. And when we nurture that in ourselves, that means that gives us fuel, momentum for the journey. And we start to wonder, are we there yet? And when we wonder, are we there yet? It means that we are aware of our intentions, our boundaries, our journeys, our milestones. When we set intentions that are both realistic and rewarding, that can be a challenging task. Because typically, when I set an intention for something, it is the thing at the end. However, there's a whole lot of opportunity for joy and excitement between where I start and where I'm going. Instead of focusing solely on the ambitious objective that may or may not be attainable, I've learned to take my inspiration from some of the toddlers in my life. So I wanted you to think about, have you ever been in the room with a toddler who's learning to walk? Because that is a journey. They start by pulling themselves up to a standing position, and they wobble a little bit back and forth. And then often they sit down and either laugh or cry. They practice that for a bit, and then they add on, gaining their balance and taking a few wobbly steps from one edge of something to another. Then they add on again by taking a few more wobbly steps and falling into the arms of the one who's there to catch them. And then they repeat this type of sequence over and over and over until they are ready to move steadily from one moment and one point to another. While those who may bear witness pause with anticipation and joy. Perhaps there's a way that we can allow ourselves to be motivated by the simple idea of moving onward to what's next. You see, I remember this idea of learning to meditate. And I was at a point in my life where I could not be still without doing something. I needed a journal, a piece of gum, my phone, always my phone. I needed something because I am a tactile learner, so I need to be able to do something with my hands. Well, I set an intention to simply sit for 5 minutes. And I recognize that sometimes this sitting It's waiting. And that takes patience. And we have a lot of opportunities to practice that in our lives, whether we realize it or not. When we're moving down the highways and byways of our lives and we encounter a red light, well, we wait, some of us. Other times where we're in the supermarket. And when you go to the supermarket at the same time that everybody else does in your city, you wait. We see it throughout the church year in terms of those liturgical seasons. Advent, the movement to Christmas, we wait with great expectation. The season of Lent, we wait for the resurrection. This idea of setting these milestones in my life, I realized that I didn't have to learn to meditate for an hour, that I could do journey of inches, the journey of minutes. So I sat for 5 minutes. I did it every day for a week. And then the next week, I added on a few more minutes. And the achievement of each intention, it gave me the momentum to pursue the next one. Furthermore, I think that setting these small intentions can act as reminders that allow you to be still and enjoy the moments along with the way, and not only take us to the finish line. So, in other words, we get to enjoy the journey, not just the completion. So, in order to be still and grow, we have to be willing at some points to just be still and go. We're all at different points in our lives, and that requires different strategies and thought patterns as guidance, such as finding stillness in the midst of a busy life, recognizing and embracing change, being content where we are now, and making space for ourselves. In the end, it boils down to us taking ownership over our own way of being in this world, and knowing that where we are may not always resemble what we thought when we began, but ultimately embracing the uncertainty, these open possibility, these open possibility for our own personal growth. So, beloved, remember that you can be still and growing at the same time. The ability to stay still while growing, it's an invaluable asset when navigating through your own chaotic moments. It requires you to look within yourself before taking action outside of it. So, what does it take to be still and grow? The willingness to find stillness in a busy life. The understanding and acknowledgement that sometimes some things have to change and that something may sometimes be you. The willingness to be fully present and taking those opportunities to shift into the silence wherever you are. And by asking yourself, are you there yet? And setting those small intentions along with the ambitious intentions. So, beloved, when we consider all of this and we recognize how we can be still and grow, I want to leave you with the words of Carl Rogers. He writes this: the curious paradox is that when I learn to accept myself just as I am, I change. When I learn to accept myself just as I am, I change. That's what being still and growing brings us. The recognition of ourselves, bearing witness to our truth, just as we are. I am Reverend Cathy Beasley, and this has been Be Still and Grow as a part of the Everyday Wisdom series. I want to thank you for your time and your attention to this matter, and I want to invite you. So let's take a few minutes to meditate on the idea of being still and growing. So wherever you are, if you can safely take into account your beingness, whether you are seated or standing, knowing that the place that holds you safe is a universal representation of love, supporting you, keeping you, and blessing you in this moment. You see, as we do this, we being still and growing is something that allows us to appreciate those little things. So let's begin by calming our mind, being as comfortable as possible right where we are. If you are comfortable and can safely close your eyes, start to focus on your breathing, breathing a bit more deeply than you usually do, exhaling a bit more slowly than you usually do, and observing your breath as a beautiful way to bring the mind into a state of focus. Take your time, breathe. And as you breathe, start to shift your awareness from your breath back to your body, feeling the floor beneath you, the seat beneath you, the place where you lay beneath you, and breathe. Now think about the room and the space where you are. How does it feel to be right there? What is that place like for you? Pay attention to the little things around you that on any given day and any given moment you might take for granted as you go about your busy day. Think of that room as a place of shelter, a space of keeping you safe from the outside elements, keeping you protected and comfortable. Feel the air graze across your skin and notice what that feels like. Warm or cold. Appreciate the temperature of the air that surrounds you. And breathe. Notice all the sounds in the room. Maybe you hear the sound of water, or the sound of the wind moving through the trees outside of a window. Maybe you hear the hum of a fan or voices in the distance. Be still and grow and breathe. Rather than thinking of any sounds as noises or distraction, gift them with the power, the presence of your appreciation for them. Think of every sound as an opportunity to further explore your surroundings and become more mindful of all of the moving parts that exist there just for you. Listen, be present, be still, and grow. Now let's breathe in deeply to see what is it that we can smell. Go deep, uncovering scents that you may not have ever realized that were there. Tap into those subtle aromas, perhaps the smell of wood, smell of the plants or soil. You may notice scents moving gently through the window. Just breathe. explore and appreciate this moment as you be still and grow. Now extend your awareness beyond the immediate surroundings and think about the entirety of the place where you are and everything within it. Bring to mind the things that you use every day to allow your life to run more smoothly. Alarm clocks, refrigerators, sinks, closets, windows, doors, seating, place to lounge, place to be comfortable, a place to be safe. And see yourself going through every element of your day, but moving more slowly through it mindfully, taking the time to get dressed, to eat, to prepare for your day. Be still and grow. Imagine taking the time each day to express your gratitude, all of the conveniences in your life. While it's tempting to start to dwell on the haves and the have-not, simply appreciate every aspect of your daily experience, whatever that may be, and breathe and notice. Be still and grow. Extend your awareness even further and think of the world beyond. Think of the color of the sky, the warmth of the sun, the feel of water, coolness of shade, the steadiness of the soil that supports your being. Consider the seasons. Autumn with its beautiful, rich colors and crisp breeze. Winter that brings comfort of warmth. A warm cup of tea or coffee. Breathe in the freshness of spring and the blooming of flowers as the sun returns to warm the earth. Think of those slow, easy days of summer with all the sunlight and savoring the rich fruits and the cool, refreshing drinks and the goodness of company, and breathe. Consider it all. Be still and grow. It's easy to find gratitude in these moments of everything in our life when everything goes according to our plan and runs smoothly. How about the bumps in the road? How about the curves that we didn't see coming? We can be thankful for these little life lessons too. The light left on in a room, the spilled glass of water, the lint left in the dryer, the flat tire, the traffic, all of the errands and those minor annoyances that pepper our days. Every mishap offers us an opportunity to be still and grow. The chance to live in the present moment and focus our attention on what matters to us in this moment. See yourself navigating those bumps in the road with grace and ease, effortlessly going with the flow and keeping cool and calm. Because you now have discovered the power that is be still and grow. Deep breath in, pulling the air deeply into the body and slowly letting go. Release all the stress, all the feelings, all the anxiety. Another deep breath in and a slow exhale, releasing all of the expectations, those that are met and those that are unmet. Once again, slow your breath, letting go of anything that prevents you from experiencing gratitude, releasing every block, seeing them dissolve as you be still and grow. Breathe in clarity, breathe in relaxation, engage with that beautiful rhythm of your breath as you continue to invite gratitude into this experience. In the wise words of G.K. Chesterton, when it comes to life, the critical thing is whether you take things for granted or take them with gratitude. Whether you take things for granted or take them with gratitude. Let's commit to turning all of our for granteds into gratitude by mindfully walking through your life and making an effort to notice more, to feel more, to experience more, to be more. Continue deep breathing and weaving in the idea of taking everything with gratitude. Because you now know that you have everything it takes to simply be still and grow. Now I invite you to become fully aware of the physicality of your body once again. Feeling that floor beneath you and the air against your skin. Pulling in those sounds that surround you. As you slowly open your eyes to taking everything in. Taking everything in. This is your life, beloved. You are here now. So as you continue your day or your night, remember to take everything with gratitude. As the breath, the thoughts, the tears, the rhythm of your heart show you the way over and over to how you can be still and grow. I am Reverend Cathy Beasley, and this has been Be Still and Grow from our talk series called Everyday Wisdom. Thank you, and know that I love you, and there is not one thing that you can do about that.